So around 9:38 a.m. this morning, the Austin Fire Department and Austin Travis County EMS received a 911 call. The initial 911 caller was reporting a structural collapse and crane collapse. Once responders arrived on scene, it was determined there was no structural collapse at the incident. It was basically a crane versus crane incident that had occurred at a construction site. We have encountered 22 total patients that were involved in this incident. Of those 22 patients, we transported 16. All of those transports were to various hospitals around the Austin area. All of those injuries are considered non-life-threatening. All of those injuries were also incurred as the patients were trying to evacuate the area quickly for any other subsequent incident or collapse that may be impending. Additionally, we had 3 refusals on scene, and we also classified 3 other people as no patients. They were involved in the incident, but were not treated as patients. As far as Austin Travis County EMS assets that responded to this incident, we had 8 Austin Travis County EMS ambulances respond, 2 commanders, and 1 of our division chiefs as well. And with that, I think that covers that. I can open it up for any kind of information and follow-up that y'all may have.
Do you know why the cranes collapsed?
That's going to need to be investigated.
And do you know if the patients sent to the hospital, were they all construction workers or
to the best of my knowledge, everyone that was transported was an employee at the site. I don't know if that's the same company or various companies, but everyone was a worker at the construction site.
And can you talk about the debris at all that might have fallen?
That's still kind of have to be explored. I mean, right now the area is still not deemed exactly safe, so there's going to be some more investigation and some cleanup, some extensive issues that are going to be ongoing here for quite some time.
Where are the crane operators?
One of the crane operator is still on scene. I am unclear on the location of the other one, if he was considered one of our no patients or one of our patients.
Is he up there or is he on the ground?
I'm not exactly sure on that. We'll have to clarify that.
I understand his foot is on the brake up there and he's afraid to take it off because there's no way to lock the crane, and that there was a meeting going on when the accident occurred, and that crane operator wasn't with the big meeting going on.
I don't.
There was no one in that other second crane. The red crane just swung around and hit it while the meeting was happening, and then everyone ran, and that crane operator is still up there with his foot on the brake.
I don't have any information on how the incident occurred. That's definitely
the information I heard from the commanders.
Right. Okay. Well, right now the official word is going to be that this incident is under investigation. As far as the location or current crane operations, I can certainly have Chief Bridges come in and chime in any information.
Were there 2 crane operators? One. You've indicated there were 2 crane operators. Are 2 crane operators working or just 1?
That's under investigation right now, and that's not an investigation.
There were 2.
There's 2 cranes. I mean, we can all see.
Operators or only 1 crane operator?
We're going to move on to some other. I'm going to try to provide the best information.
Because I don't know if there were. You're indicating there was a crane operator up down below and upstairs.
Okay. I'm going to try to provide the best information to everybody that's out here as possible. So let's kind of rotate. Chief Bridges, did you have any information on the current crane operations right now that you would want to provide at this point, or able to provide?
Are you able to say, is there a rescue operation going on right now?
There's no rescue operations going on right now. No rescue. It would all be recovery type operations at this point.
Have you guys responded to crane collisions before?
We have certainly responded to crane incidences, collapses, tipping over, other types of incidents, medical incidents on the tops of cranes. So I can't, from my memory vault, pull one that actually had 2 cranes colliding, but I don't know that for sure.
You said the collision had a collapse. I want to make sure.
Correct. It was 2 cranes that collided while working.
You said potentially a recovery operation, or do you believe that somebody's deceased?
So that was a mistake. So recovering all of the assets, all of the equipment, recovering back to normal operating issues on the work site.
So have you been able to make contact with that crane operator?
Everyone involved in the incident, including the crane operators, has been contacted, yes.
But he is still on there.
I don't have that specific information right now. Like I said, Chief Bridges might be able to provide more information on the crane operations and recovery back to a normal operation.
Is that okay if we bring him in?
Sure. Yes, sir. I'm going to kind of stand by you here since I have the lav mics here. Can you come closer? Sure.
Hi, Mark Bridges, Austin Fire Department. Good to see you all today. So right now, we do have a situation where two cranes, there's no collapse. It was a crane on crane kind of, we have some wires that are entangled. So two cranes are stable at the bases, but right now the problem to solve is that there are two wires connected, and so we have cordoned off the area in the estimated area when we think if they were to fall, which we don't think they will, but if they would, we've got that area cordoned off. So we're working with the site supervisors, and we've got some crane specialists from the company that have been contacted and are en route to help us further solve the problem when they arrive. So right now, no one is trapped or injured, and we are doing our best to just kind of monitor the scene and keep people away and keep it stable and keep people from entering the area so that there's no further complications. So right now it's kind of a stand by and wait until we can get some resources from the company. We do have a drone from Austin Fire Department's drone team that is going to go up and give us a really good 360 view of the wire entanglement, and that'll give us some good footage to try and see how we can solve that problem. So that's an asset that's going to help us out today.
Is that what happened? Like wires got tangled?
Yes, we're not sure how it happened, but initially on a crane collapse, we're always afraid that it's going to fall into the building that it is attached to, which was not the case, which was good. This just happened to be two cranes working, and we're not sure how or why, but they did get entangled, and the wires are there. So we're monitoring the wind conditions, because what we don't want is a big wind gust to come in, and since they are attached at the top, we don't want the wind to be able to cause further problems. Right now, we're fortunate we're not having a lot of wind today, so right now it's just kind of a monitoring and just kind of a standby. But
is that drone going to check on the operator? Is the operator still up there with his foot on the brakes, or is
the operator? Yeah, the operator is in that crane, and he's been there, and he's not in any danger. And that was a point we weren't able to.
But his foot is on the brakes. He's holding it in fear, correct?
I wouldn't say he's holding it in fear. He's holding it because that's
want to let go.
Part of the procedures when there's a crane issue is they have a mechanical lock, and since the crane is not going to collapse, in his estimation, he is providing a secondary safety. If we thought he was in any kind of danger, we would attempt some kind of rescue, but he's not in any danger, and right now he is providing a secondary safety.
He refuses to take his foot off the brakes just as a safety matter. He doesn't want anything else to go wrong, so he's insisting that he hold the brakes. Is that correct?
I do not know that 100%. That's my speculation,
but it's his choice to stay if they're holding the brake.
I'm not sure.
Spread out some questions here.
Do you have the initial entanglement of the cords, or what you said right off the bat?
Yeah, we don't know that yet. Unfortunately, when we respond to these incidents, fire and EMS, we always get there kind of after it happens. So we just we do our best to try and look at it and see if we can figure out how it happened. Talk to the people that are on scene, and we're still in that process of the call.
Okay,
Looks like the red one swung around and hit the black one.
The cranes got tangled. One of them broke off, and now you guys are trying to bring the cranes down. What's the next step?
Right now, we're not trying to bring anything down. Right now, we are in a holding pattern until we get some specialists from the company to come out and make an assessment.
Okay.
They are in a better position to look at their equipment and see what needs to be done. What we're trying to do is, after the initial rescue is done, EMS and fire did a great job of working together to do the initial patient triage and transport. Now that that's done, we are just kind of holding the scene, preventing anyone from going back in and creating a hazard, and we are just kind of waiting to see how we can help the crane operators and the company when they show up.
So
Let's do two more questions from somebody that might not have had who hasn't had an opportunity to ask something.
So there's no timeline of when you're going to be able to get him down. He's just in a holding pattern right now until you guys can contact with the company on what to do next?
That's affirmative, and we've got contact with him, and he's fine. He's just kind of holding what he's got, and we're continuing to make an assessment. But right now, there's no danger with him. There's no danger from the cranes collapsing that we can see. But we're continuing to keep everybody out and cordon off the area just in case of the unexpected wind gust or something like that.
One last question.
How long are y'all planning to be here?
We do not know. We're kind of waiting on an ETA from the collapse, the construction crane specialists, and once they get here, we'll make an assessment with them. But as far as our continued presence and whether that presence increases or shrinks, right now we just don't know.
And what about the road?
The road will stay as long as that crane is entangled and is in danger of falling over. The road could be closed off here for quite some time.
So would it be better to classify it as like a collision or like an entanglement?
I would classify it right now
About an incident. We followed on solid. Was it the wires got tangled?
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate it.